Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Chapter 5, Nonverbal Communication. There's 3 big points of nonverbal communication, and there's 7 big points on types of nonverbal communication that we're going to talk to you about today. The first one is going to be intentional or non-intentional. Non-intentional would be your facial expressions. So see someone asking you a difficult question, you're going to stutter a little bit like you're not ready for it, or you weren't really expecting it, or maybe you don't even know it. And intentional form would be choose how you look. If you're going to look professional, you're intentionally doing that. You're intentionally putting off that look to everybody that you're professional. And you can also go the other route. Maybe you want to look sloppy and just have people not worry about you, which is A-okay, but that's just kind of a little weird. Then there's also symbolic. That can be moods, body language, facial expressions. Those are all going to put off how you're feeling, what your day may have been like, and things like that. And there's also culture. Culture can be reflected through simplest thing of how people eat. People eating with chopstick in China and people eating in America with forks and spoons, that's a big difference. And that's a form of nonverbal communication saying that, hey, we don't do the same things, but that sets us apart. And our big 7 parts are the things that we're going to explain to you of the types of nonverbal communication.
When it comes to nonverbal communication, we have kinesics, haptics, artifacts, proxemics, chronemics, silence, and paralanguage.
With the first one, kinesics, that's going to be body positioning or body language. So say we're sitting here having a conversation and I'm just kind of leaning against the wall, shaking my head, listening to him. That's not really going to come off as me wanting to pay attention too much, and that's going to be a form of kinesics. Haptics is going to be your sense of touch. So say you're in a professional meeting, you talk to somebody, you respected what they had to say, you go to shake their hand, it's going to come off as really affirming, and that that you're on like a different level with each other because you respect them now. They're not just another person that you see. We're going to have artifacts, which is personal objects, which pronounce identity. And Brandon right here has an example.
Got a cross I wear.
So somebody wearing a cross is probably going to come off as they're religious and they have religious views. And that's a form of an artifact. Proxemics is the next one, and it's space and how it's used. So say we're kind of standing in the same room and just talking to each other, but we're far away. It's going to come off as we don't really like each other. But say we get close, talking to each other, you're like, yeah, buddy, what's up? How's it going? It's showing that you respect the person and you're kind of comfortable around them. Another thing is chronemics. It's how we perceive and use time. So a doctor or a friend of a higher something you need maybe from, like say Brandon came in late today. He pulls in the book and says, hey, you need this to work. What am I going to do about it? It's true. I had to wait on him. It's just how it is. Silence is not talking, but that talks a lot. When you're silent between somebody, you give them the silent treatment. I mean, that says a lot to someone saying that maybe you're mad at them, maybe you don't want to talk to them, and there's a lot going on, maybe more than they know. And also the next one and last one is paralanguage. It's vocal but not words. So say, hey, we need to go work on our video project. Like, come on. That's that side at the front, that's gonna be a form of paralanguage. Frustrated, don't want to do it, but you know what? We're here, we're happy, we're trying to help people out in the future.
Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 6, which is non-listening. Non-listening can cause problems in the workplace or personal relationships. Non-listening can cause miscommunication, unneeded spending of time or money, and also can lead to a lost relationship or demotion in the job. There's 6 types of non-listening, which are pseudo-listening, monopolizing, selective listening, defensive listening, ambushing, or literal listening. We're going to run through these and give you kind of an example of each one as I give you definition. Pseudo-listening is pretending to listen. Say I walk in here, I'm trying to talk to him, carry on a conversation.
Yeah.
And he's giving the verbal communication that he's listening, but he's on his phone the whole time, so he's not actually listening. The next one would be monopolizing or self-centering a conversation. And I would be talking to him. I went to the deer lease last weekend. I killed a deer.
Oh, dude, that's cool. I saw one that was like huge, and we went down to my lease and set up my blind. I saw one.
He's talking about himself more than he is concerned with me. He's making it about himself. Selective listening is only hearing things we want to hear. So if I was like, hey dude, you want to go get something to eat after we finish this project?
Oh yeah, dude, let's go get something to eat. Where you want to go?
See, no concern with the project itself, only things you wanted to hear, which was we're going to eat. Defensive listening is perceiving personal attacks in a message when there really isn't anything. So, dude, you want to read that other chapter? I read the first one and made some notes on it.
Are you like trying to say I'm not doing anything, or like I'm not getting anything done with the project? What are you trying to tell me, man?
I was being nice and just asking him if he wanted to do something else, and he took it as he wasn't doing anything. Ambushing is listening to a message only to attack, finding things that they don't like in the message. If me and him were roommates and I was like, hey dude, I ran out of shampoo, I had to use your shampoo.
Why'd you have to use my shampoo, dude? Like, why couldn't you ask or something like that? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, it was a careless thing that I had to do, use the shampoo, and he made it into a big thing.
Even though he's letting me know.
Yeah, being nice. And literal listening is the last one, and that's only when you're listening for content. There's no feelings to it, no relationship behind it. So, hey dude, we gotta finish this project pretty early because my cousin's in the hospital and you need to see him.
Alright, sounds good, dude. I don't mind if we get this project done early.
See, no relationship, no feelings into that. He just wanted to get done, get out of there, and not care about my cousin at all. And that pretty much sums up the non-listening process.